All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. We're so excited for this one.
I know, this should be a fun one.
You guys sent in some really, really cool sources, and we're going to be diving into Thanksgiving in the Bible.
Yeah, Thanksgiving in the Bible.
It's going to be a fascinating one. We were looking at the sources earlier,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't exactly, talk about Thanksgiving as we know it today.
Right.
But
Not like a turkey and all that.
yeah, there's no mention of, pilgrims or anything like that.
Right.
But we can discover how those ideas of gathering together, appreciating blessings,
Exactly.
and sharing a meal,
Yeah.
how those things maybe resonated with people in the Bible. So
Yeah.
what can you tell us about those ancient gatherings?
Well, I think especially in the Old Testament, there's a lot of examples of feasts and celebrations. And a lot of those were tied to, the harvest season.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving thanks to God for what they'd received. They worked hard all year.
Right, of course.
And then they got to celebrate.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Harvest festivals they're kind of universal, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All across the world.
Yeah, very common.
Yeah. Can you give me any specific examples from the Bible?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the most well-known is Sukkot.
Sukkot?
Sukkot. It's also known as the Feast of Tabernacles.
Okay.
And it's actually a week-long festival. It's described in the book of Leviticus.
Wow.
And, during Sukkot, people would build these temporary shelters, like,
Shelters.
little huts
Uh-huh.
called sukkahs. And they were kind of reminiscent of the ones that their ancestors lived in when they, during their journey through the desert.
Wow, so it's like a physical reminder of their
Yeah.
history and everything.
Exactly.
That's powerful.
Yeah. It's not just remembering, but they're actively connecting to that fragility and dependence on God,
Mhm.
that their ancestors felt while they were wandering in the desert.
Right.
They're living in these simple structures surrounded by the abundance of the harvest.
Right.
So you can see the contrast.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a reminder that even in times of plenty, we're still reliant on something much bigger than ourselves.
Yeah, I see how that ties into that, the theme of gratitude.
Right.
What else happens during Sukkot?
Well, they share special meals, eat symbolic foods, and they, really take that time to give thanks for the bounty of the land and God's continued protection.
Okay.
It's really a joyous occasion. It's filled with all these rituals and traditions that really reinforce the relationship with God
Yeah.
and their community.
So even though they don't say Thanksgiving, they don't have that word.
Right. They don't have that word.
It's all kind of right there.
Yeah, those themes.
It's in those guys.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something that's so, I think, universal to many cultures,
Mm-hmm.
that connection to the land, the cycle of seasons,
Right.
appreciating the blessings,
Yeah.
no matter how you choose to express your gratitude.
Yeah. That's a great takeaway. Really
Yeah.
makes you think about, the
Yeah.
deeper meaning
Uh-huh.
behind a lot of our traditions.
Right.
As we kind of wrap things up here,
Yeah.
what do you think? How do you think families express gratitude around this time? What are some things they do?
Well, I think it really varies, right?
Yeah.
But, whether it's, families coming together for a meal,
That's always nice.
sharing stories,
Uh-huh.
volunteering their time to help others.
Yeah.
I think, these are all beautiful expressions of gratitude that really resonate with that spirit of Thanksgiving that
Yeah.
we find in the Bible
Yeah.
and elsewhere.
Well, that's something to think about as we head into Thanksgiving.
Yeah, definitely.
What are some things you guys do?
Right.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Until next time, happy diving.
Happy diving.
Bye.
Bye.